Yes, folks. Welcome back to another episode of the Doing It 365 podcast. I want to say 2 in 1 week. What if we're going to get three this week? But hear what? This episode is all about getting a perspective of the manager. And not just any ordinary manager, a manager that wears several hats. I feel like a lot of times we underestimate or we underappreciate the role, the struggles, the significance that artist managers play in sustaining, maintaining, and supporting not just themselves as an entity, but also the artists. And that is why my guest today is a very profound artist. He's a songwriter too. I would like to introduce you all to Darryl Gervais. Darryl, greetings,
What
bro.
up?
How are
What
you
up?
doing?
I'm good, brother. I am good. I can't complain. It's a blessing to be here.
Thanks for joining me. I know you're on a very tight schedule, busy, things opening up back where you are, and it's looking good. It's looking promising.
Yeah,
But
man.
first,
Pacing we waste right now.
pacing the waist right now. But
Tell
before
us,
we get
yeah.
to the pacing the waist, let's go
Mm-hmm.
back and let's look at the journey, the history so far. What got you into artist management?
Wow. Well, Ray, Ray got me into artist management. When Ray and I just connected, I mean, it was more as a songwriter, just as a music professional, um, and in doing music for, because I wrote all Ray's songs, um
Mm-hmm.
and in doing the first couple of records, I'd help her organize for like TV and radio interviews and stuff like that. And she would always call me Manager Darryl, Manager Darryl. But jokingly, it's like she's serious, but she joking too. And my thing with it was, because I know me as a songwriter, I'm extremely busy. My plate is full like 95%, or if not 98% of the time. I don't know how I do everything that I do. I really honestly cannot tell you. It just gets done, you know. So my fear was, because I know I had so much on my plate and I do so much all the time. I don't know if I could dedicate and really give you the effort that is needed, you know.
Mm.
Um but I guess I never left her alone, even though I wasn't managing her. I stayed there. We have a awesome relationship, raise a friend, and our relationship grew very fast, and I think we were on radio. I can't remember which station it was. And the program director or the host was like, "Where's your manager?" And I was like, "Right here." I was like, "All right, here." and and at some point, I can't remember if it was while we were there on a break or we were outside the station leaving. She was like, "So did you you accepted the manager role?" And I was
That's
like,
right.
"Oh, sure, no, shucks." But
I
now,
love that.
but in a sense, I was more or less managing her before I fully accepted the role. It was
Mm-hmm.
just that, you didn't want to. I was. I'm always the guy that want to give the best of me. I believe in excellence. I believe in doing things to the best of your ability. I think the Bible says you do everything as though you do it unto God. You know.
Mm.
So I treat that is a principle that I have taken and made a part of my life, especially with doing things of a certain quality and in a certain spirit and of excellence. Every sort of education that I took on in my life, everything that taught me something, they always left the imprint of excellence, doing it to the best that you can. I've never absorbed that good day mentality, or yeah, that cool, we could leave that, so that good it go
Mm.
work. So I never took on that mentality. So you, even with an artist might feel, yeah, them vocal song good. Do it over. That is not the best we could get.
Mm.
So, but yeah, that's really how I started. I started with Ray. You know.
Proper. And it's beautiful to hear the authenticity, the genuine care, the genuine passion, and the organicness. Because a lot of times people are kind of coming with a set agenda, a manager role
Yeah.
in their approach to you know
Mm-hmm.
supporting and growing somebody's creative potential, and to be their friend first is such a
Yeah.
blessing, because you have more than just their or your own financial interests at heart. You
Mm-hmm.
have their mental well-being, their physical well-being, their spiritual, their performance. Everything is now, it's more intimate, so to speak. It's more personal, and
It
it, it,
is.
it's good to get that through. So how has that been like, managing somebody, and then you start to manage them, things are going all right, and then
Mm-hmm.
boom, everything gets locked up, put away, and put, I don't know if it's put up high or put down low, but we can reach and do what we normally do. How have you been navigating for the last 12 months?
Um, you mean with respect to the pandemic and all of that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so here it was. We came out really in late 2019, and in preparation coming into the 2020 carnival season, we decided, you know what, we're gonna do at least 2 or 3 records. We had Work It with Moto on the Team Fox. That was the Toten Rhythm. Then we had Say Something, which was her very first single, and
Mm.
then we released another single with Shotmaster J called Problems.
Mm.
So those 3 records we were running with that. Season was doing well. We spent at least 2 months in Trinidad for Carnival,
Nice.
and we worked it all season. We worked it. I was out there introducing my artists to different promoters. Making sure I can get the platforms for. We did radio. We had a great season. We got bookings. We got some paid bookings, and that don't really happen for brand new artists on the scene.
That's
You know,
right.
I am grateful for the relationships that I've fostered throughout the years. People, treat me with a certain regard, and um able to lean on some people, and because of those relationships, I do think that it made things a lot easier than the average new artist. Notwithstanding that you have to work hard. I mean, we work real hard, brother. But working hard is also understanding that relationships is key too. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, and you have to network. You cannot ever get prideful and feel, well, you don't need people. You have to be social. You have to be likable. That is part of, creating this thing too. But some people have burned so bad in the past that it's hard for them to even be thinking in that frame of mind, because
Right.
people, this industry, politics, and they get burned so bad that that is their standoff, and they're not willing to make any sort of changes. But coming from a successful season and then having so much plans, and things were falling into place so beautifully, because you people, there is something about Ray that people couldn't deny, people couldn't
Mm.
resist. She's talented, she has a voice, she's beautiful, she's likable. Ray has her energy, and with the presentation that we were putting forth, some things were just undeniable. So we had things set up for the rest of 2020, and then bam,
Lovely.
Carnival finished. We had one last show in New York. I flew up for that show, and then Corona, and it's like I came home,
Hi.
just you know, everything gets shut down. Even for me as a writer, it affected me, because now it's like this is the longest I'm gonna be stuck in the same place for how much ever years. I don't stay put so long. You know,
Mm.
um, because I'm always going, always moving, traveling. And for Ray, I guess too, it hit hard, because it was like, okay, I now come out, I know this thing happened and shut everything down. So is it going to be now like I'm starting over from scratch when the place open back up, if it even
Yes,
opens back
right.
up? And I was like, nah, we're gonna find a way to work through it. I going through my little thing mentally right now. I was like, but we're gonna work it out. And we came out kicking, bro. Like, we ain't even playing. We came out. I connected the dots. I once I come out of my creative block, I was good to go. Shots firing.
Before you go any further, let's touch on that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
How do you, as the manager and the songwriter, come
Yeah.
out with your creative block? Because it's not very often people's manager is also their co-writer and their support system to that level and degree. How easy or difficult was it for you to come out of that block?
Bro, I honestly can't even say, I think because I know that I have a lot of things and a lot of people dependent on me. So part of it is knowing, okay, you had to carry the weight and you have to quarterback the situation, no matter what. So part of it is a discipline that I have, I think. It's a discipline in knowing who you are, what your role is, what you're called to do, and understanding your purpose.
Mm,
Um, so once I'm able to, I have to deal with me first mentally. So once I was able to come out of this block, I remember my mentor had told me one time in LA, that even if you're not inspired, it's like go read a book, watch a movie, watch a TV show. Like if you can't go out and do something, and part of it was
yeah,
being able to not go anywhere because you
right.
had to be in the house. Things not open in Trinidad like that, and there's not much options. So when I could have leave the house and go for a drive, I'd go for a drive, clear my head, listen some music. But it was very depressing, you know. But as part of it is the encouragement or the gathering yourself and understanding. Listen, you have to figure it out, get out of this, boy. You have a family, you have Ray, you have a whole career that you're responsible for molding now. So
Hmm.
deal with this, and then I have all the projects for the artists that I'm working with. I have Kes, is all kind of stuff going on, and I just had to come out. I had to figure it out, and I really can't give you a step by step play on that, but I did it, and when I came out and them juices start to flow again, that was it,
That's it.
bro.
It's just a one trip, and it.
Yeah.
I feel like this has been a time where for many of us we really get to appreciate things that we see as a norm, as a quick thing. Yeah, man, I'm just gonna quickly, especially
Hmm.
for you very fortunate people in the American side of the diaspora who can
Right.
a very cheap flight to the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Whereas we here in the UK, we can get a cheap flight to Europe. For you guys, it's a cheap flight back home. And for us, who we are almost being blamed for this pandemic plaguing the Caribbean, so to speak.
Gosh,
That
jeez.
we don't have that ability to say, you know what, all right, cool, well, we're a little bit of flex here. Let's work, go home,
Hmm.
regenerate, wash off all of this thing, jump in the ocean, see the ocean, feel the air, feel the breeze, feel
Yeah.
the factors and the things that stimulate and drive the culture, drive the creativity, drive the essence. It's been very tough on the mind psychologically, and
Hmm.
that it's good to hear that from a manager's perspective and also a songwriter. So
You know what it is too, bro. I feel like the pandemic taught me to get back to the roots and the reason
mm,
for why are you doing this, you know
yes,
and I had to revisit even things when I started off as a songwriter, things that helped me sharpen my skill, and even the support system of people, my other creative friends. I touch base with them. Iron sharpens iron.
mm,
So you know um if I couldn't even gather my thoughts to put down a good idea for a song, I'd send it off to a friend. I was like, yo, give me a jump start. Give me a jump start. And I have really good creative professionals in my life like that. Kes is one. We always bounce ideas, and we were adamant on coming out of this creative block that we were in. Because even, a lot of us dealt with it, but we
yes.
we lifted each other up, you know and you
That's
you
important. Don't hold on. Don't skip over
yeah,
that. It's so key. That's
yeah.
so key. Like, and I feel like now we almost appreciate the internet and video call and WhatsApp call even more because
Hmm.
before the pandemic, a lot of people used to say, "Yo, you're always on your phone. You're up on your phone too much."
Hmm.
Now you're like, "Listen, without this." certain things can happen because this is
Facts.
preventing the creative block, and sometimes it can aid to the creative block. But I feel like now there's been a definite shift in that, and we see more now. I need to connect because this is my key to the outside world.
It's so true, brother. It's so true. Listen, we were not made to be, you know, by ourselves. The
Mm,
human species is a social species. We need each other. As much
110.
as we may not like some of us, but we need each other. We cannot do this by ourselves, Teamwork make the dream work,
Teamwork.
Yeah.
Let's touch on some of the songs you've written for other artists before because
Oh
you've
wow.
mentioned the songwriter thing, and I want people watching this to really understand that your penmanship is not no little picnic thing. It's not no little just
Nah,
start, just 5 year thing. Give us,
can't play with my pen game.
yeah, give me some of the songs that you are you feel like yeah, them will definitely know this and love this one and remember me. You understand?
All right, so let we go. Starting with most recent. Well, we know everything by Ray. That's me. We know Tender by Patrice. That's a big one. Um,
What?
you
Yeah,
didn't know that one.
I love that tune. That's the Afro beat, Afro soca thing coming
Yes,
through.
sir.
And
Yes,
normally
sir.
it's Problem Child, right? That right for Patrice. So if to hear is you, yeah.
Yeah, so Patrice writers are me, Problem Child, Shaft, Jovan James, Michael Tesha. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we are the
Tasha
ones that
Bad, you know.
predominate. Yeah, of
Mm-hmm.
course. I rate all of them fellas. But we are the ones that mostly write for Patsy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we have Tender for Patrice, we have Touch Me by Patrice on the Toko Loco
Mm-hmm.
rhythm. We have Good by Patrice on the
That
Jamish
thing there.
rhythm. Yeah, yes. So that's me and one of my amazing co-writers and fellow creative professionals, Shumba. That's one of my spying partners.
Mm.
Shumba is my G. And then we jump over to Band. We have Boss Lady, Keep
Woo!
Jamming On,
Hold on,
Radar.
hold on, hold on. Wait there. I thought you were with the Patrice them you had me here on the guest notes, boss lady. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, my catalog with Kess is at least 2 albums full of music.
Mm.
Um, so we have Boss Lady, Kess, Douchey, Radar, Love
Stop.
It.
Douchey. You see douchey? I need I need you to write me a dub plate for douchey cause
And
that
don't
is
play
the
for Douchey.
truth. Yo, I don't
Oh
think that
gosh.
song really got to really penetrate.
Mm-hmm.
That is that I don't when you I when you listen back to that song now,
Yeah.
where do you see it being appreciated the most? Is it a bougie fete where everybody's in the little sundress and the niceness? Is it a boat ride, or is it a brunch, or is it just a normal fete? Like, tell me when you hear douchey in your head now, what do you envisage?
So here's the thing, and I'll answer the question. When we wrote Douchey, Kess and I chopped that one up. When we wrote Douchey, the vibe and the intention for Douchey, we were thinking about the star girl them on the front line. That song was supposed to be called Frontline first.
Mm,
Anson Pro and Mosey produced that one. It was supposed to be about the girls on the front line in the bands, the star girl them
mm.
who, the cream of the crop. And if I'm not mistaken, Ray was with us when we wrote that song. Ray was chilling with me and Kess when we wrote it. Big up Ray one time.
Big
Um,
up.
so she see the action unfolding. Um, but yeah, I mean, where I see it, where I see it being appreciated the most, of course, we write for women. So we know the girl and them will always, gravitate it. Once you had the girl, them you had the crowd. Full stop. You
Facts.
get the girl, them you get the crowd. You know,
That's it.
period. But I've seen it, mash up boat rides. I've seen it do some damage at brunch, and them girl and them in the sundress and thing is always a vibe with it too. So I never really hear it like in a big cooler fete kind of vibes,
Mm.
but those are predominantly the places you would hear it, and it's a vibe because it's mood. The things we when you write a song, you write in a mood, you write in emotion.
Mm.
They say music is what feeling song like that's real. It's real. And everything is a mood, and there's a place and season and a time for it. But what we try to do is write songs that could play throughout the year. We don't need uh uh, uh
No
um
seasons.
no season. Soca
Gotta big
is
up
year
Irfan for
round.
that as well. Irfan,
Of
if you're
course.
watching this, I need you on the podcast next, bro.
You know.
No seasons for real.
That's
Damn,
that's
that's
why
true.
that's why like 95% of the songs I write in the soca genre is songs that could play throughout the year where
Mm-hmm.
you could not see Tender playing. You know, Radar was written for what 2019, and that
Mm-hmm.
still came back into 2020 because there is no limitation, and but that is strategy even in your writing. So it's wisdom, is knowing, and I think these are the things that soca needs.
Mm-hmm.
The jam and
Mm-hmm.
wine is good in it. Nobody's saying don't jam and wine, but stop boxing the thing in. You know,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, man.
Let's speak on that. Let's speak. Now that you mentioned that, let's speak on that because for me,
Mm-hmm.
I had the same conversation with the artists over here. I said
Right.
to some of them, I said straight, listen, I understand right now, no shows,
Mm-hmm.
no money. And then worse, your normal 9 to 5 is even getting crippled in some respects. So it's even
Mm-hmm.
less money. So there's less funds to go and sit down in the studio and pay for engineer, pay for producer, pay this, pay that. So you're that in itself is a creative block.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you mentioned, the
The
pressure,
stress of it. Yeah.
the stress, the lack of motivation, the lack of enthusiasm, there's nothing to look forward to. But as you rightly also just mentioned, soca is not based on a carnival season. Soca is life. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle. It's a
Yeah,
mood.
it was
Everyday
booted.
thing.
It was booted and took wings around that time, but
Mm-hmm.
but not because something was boot. I was booted in Trinidad and Tobago, but I not in Trinidad and Tobago all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Not because something was booted around this or came out of this. This struggle and this and that means that it has to be only boxed into that. And soca, I feel like is a lot of the Caribbean stuff is the only things I really see staying in that kind of lane. We need to find ways. We are creative people. There are ways for us to make the thing, take on a new pair of wings and fly to a different
But
height
still
and
represent
still represent.
the essence because I feel as well sometimes, sorry to cut you, that
Now you good.
it's so easy for us to create something and then it flitters away and then you who created it, when you see it in 20 years' time, you don't recognize it. And that should never
Mm-hmm.
be the case.
Never.
Because I don't think you would want to write songs and create music and then when your
Mm-hmm.
grandkids come and they're singing the sampling of your sample, you don't
Mm-hmm.
recognize it
Exactly.
because
Look,
that could
look.
probably say to you, hold on, there's been a major disconnect there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's true. It's true. Look. Even back in the day, the road march songs never used to be no 130 BPM and
Mm,
145 and all this pace and jamming. Nothing wrong with the pace and jamming in it, but I just showing you how things change. You
yes,
know, road march used to be a nice chip tune. You know, a nice little bubble ride there. Same tempo as douchey and all them kind of things. But we evolved throughout the years, but I think the standard is being set right now, and I think the
mhm,
gatekeepers are doing a great job. What I would desire to see more of is mentorships, mentoring in the Caribbean communities, especially with the soca music. I dare all artists and songwriters and producer to 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 pick up our apprentice, not just an apprentice, but a mentee.
mhm.
Find somebody that you could pass the gems on to, build that relationship, that trust. You
Rightly
know,
so, and also be ready to absorb
mm-hmm.
those gems from others before you, because I
Of
feel as well now
course,
that we're in a stage now because of how much social media and the internet has allowed us to be self-reliant and
mm-hmm.
self-sufficient.
Yeah,
We now have an attitude of, who is you? I don't need
mm-hmm.
you. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm viral and I'm this, but really and truly, in the grand scheme of things, there's so much to this that is bigger than just your moment on Instagram or your moments on Instagram,
Exactly.
TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
Facebook. There's so much more to this. And if you're not careful, you will get swept away by the tide.
Of course. But
So
nah.
what kind of mentor programs would you like to see, or are you even in the process of creating yourself, perhaps?
I mean, I I have my mentality has always been, help people,
Mm,
because I'm a social person, so I understand the power and the type of tool human resource could be, you know so I understand, there is a need to always be networking, but not networking it from a selfish standpoint, like, yeah, if I link with this one, he could do this for me, or he could do that for me. And you network and you build genuine relationships, so I've always had that in me to help people. Once I could help you, I'll help you, you know and it's me helping you is not going to be a detriment to what I'm doing in
this
my
is it.
career, because at the end of the day, I strongly believe in what is for me will always be mine. You can me if I teach somebody how to write a song, even if they surpass me at some point, everything that is mine will always be mine, and what is meant for me will always come to me.
Hmm.
You know, I don't need to be the face of soca music, or get the Grammy. All them things is all well and fine, and it will come. The accolades is just a bonus to the type of fruit that you have. I'm a big believer in show me the fruit and I will tell you what kind of tree it is.
Hmm.
I am that. So even with that, I am, once I feel your energy and your vibe and thing, and I know that you really have a desire to do excellent in this thing, and you step to me the right way, we could get a lot of stuff done. I don't mind sharing and helping you in any way that I can. If it's business, then it's business. But you know,
But even in business, some people
mhm.
try to do dodgy, slimy, weak business. So you have to be
Of
careful.
course, of course, and I've encountered a few of those too. But I'm the type of person. Once you cross me once professionally, I'm good. Or for you, I'll
Hmm.
still treat you like a human. You'll still get love. I'm not gonna pass you straight nowhere. But professionally, you only have one chance to play the fool with me. I ain't
Hmm.
about that life.
Because it's too delicate of a situation, and
Yeah,
the whirlpool spins, spirals too far and too wild
of
to allow
course,
that to be a repeat situation. Do you
definitely.
feel then that we need more business management or understanding courses, apprenticeship schemes, and things? Is that what now we need to see more of the more established entities putting on, preparing, especially in these COVID pandemic times when we're all stationary and we can all sit down and take a moment to absorb more? There's Zoom sessions.
Hmm.
Is that
Hmm.
something that we can consider, see, or hope to see for the rest of this year and going into the next few years to come?
Yeah, I definitely think so. And there's some entities that are already doing nice little programs to help educate artists and music professionals. I think Music TT in Trinidad and Tobago is one. Always doing
Big up music
something for the
TT.
yeah, big up Music TT all the time. Their intentions are there, it is pure. Um and I mean, I definitely want to put something in place at some point that I think people could benefit from for years to come. You know, um but a lot of people have these great intentions and desires, but life is a funny thing because we're all so busy. So
Mm.
sometimes the intention is there, brother, but you just not seeing the time that you could really sit down and get it started. But once you started and your intention is pure and that desire is there, you will stay and you'll see it through to the end, because the aim for me is legacy. Legacy is my main thing. I like I said, I don't need everything else, but is the thing for me is I want to be able to leave good things out there that I think could benefit people for years, even if it's just a song. A song could do so much to a person, so much. I just feel like music raised me. I feel like music
Mm.
grew me up, So if it could do that for me, it could definitely do it for generations to come. And music is such a powerful thing, that we don't give it enough credit.
100%.
Hmm.
What can we expect now for the rest of 2021 from Darryl Gervais and the rest of your team, your ideas? What else are we expecting? An album, EP? What other songs have you got in the pipeline working on, or are
Wow.
there other
So
projects?
so I mean, I'm never not working. So right now I probably have like maybe 30 something songs to write. Plus, I have like maybe 3, 4 EPs to finish before the end of the year. Because I don't only write soca, I do a lot of pop R&B. I do a lot of music for TV and film as well. I do
Mm.
commercials, everything. My main focus right now is because I'm in the US right now. I came up. I have my artist to take care of. We put in a lot of things in place, getting her touring, getting her on certain platforms, which is doing really well. Just yesterday morning we were on Fox News.
Nice.
So we performed on Fox News. Big up to the old DC Carnival Experience and Esther Chandler,
Big
and
up,
all
big
those
up,
that
big
made
up.
that possible. Big up DJ Private Ryan as well too, because she performed whole day off of the House of Calypso project. Um,
Nice,
so
nice.
so so my agenda right now is, of course, to set things up and put things in place for my artists, as well as all the new music that we're going to be working on. We have EPs, we have the 2022 releases. I have new music for Kesty Band, Patrice, everybody, Farmer Nappy. Bro, it's going to be ridiculous. Y'all might get fed up on me.
No, we can't get fed up. I tell people shit, we can't get fed up right now with flood, flood, flood. I said to you, I told the artist them last year, flood, flood, flood,
Yeah,
flooding.
yeah.
Because it's only 1 year so far, Well, we're coming
Mm-hmm.
into 2 now. 2 years now of no proper mass, no proper carnival, no proper
Yeah,
the usual touring and enjoying and mixing and mingling and celebrating and commemorating our ancestors and our culture and everything
of
in
course.
between.
You know, you
So
know,
flood
you know.
us.
Kes and I said this when we were vibes in because I wrote the 2 records on House of Calypso project. I wrote Kes's Keep Jamming On, and I wrote Ray's Whole Day. And
Mhm.
when when I sent Kes the beat, he loved it, right? Because most of the music comes through me, and I send it off to. Um, when I sent it to him, he loved it. He was like, "Didi, I feeling like we ought to do something for the culture." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Send me whatever ideas you have," and he sent me gibberish. It just
Mm.
gibberish, melodies and thing. But the one thing he had in it was "Don't stop, don't stop." So all he had was "Don't stop" and just the gibberish and thing and melodies. And spent some time with it. I write it out, and I was like, "Hey, man, I read it." I say, "This is for those that love the culture, and we will now see who going and put on the cape for the culture. Now is the
Mhm.
time we will see who putting on the cape. Now is the time we will separate sheep from goat. Now
Right.
is the time for that. You will see whose intention was really pure, who had the best intentions for the art form, who was in it just for money, you know, who was in it just for money. They ain't go drop one thing, because there are some people who was completely silent, but those with wisdom understood that, listen, we need to keep doing this thing, whether or not it have a road match title, whether or not it have
Right.
Soca Monarch, whether or not it have this and that, because we can't let culture die.
That's right.
So we have to put on we cape, and that's literally what we did with our House of Calypso. We put on we cape, strap on we mask, and we going out there,
We're
bro.
going outside.
Avengers to the world,
Hmm. I love that. I love
So,
that. That's
but yeah,
that's
man.
that's big. That's big. That's big. That's big, man. And I'm to hear that you are the pen, the creative or one of the creatives behind some of these songs that I've thoroughly enjoyed in the last 12 to 18 months. It just makes
Appreciate
me
you,
say,
man.
yo, serious things. And we need to praise the songwriter. So Darryl Gervais, thank you. Thank you,
Yo,
bro.
it's a pleasure, brother. It's a
It is
pleasure.
not easy to continuously deliver, and you're delivering not just for yourself, but you're delivering for up and coming talent, which is Ray, and she's
Yeah.
recruiting and working and growing, and you're delivering for well established artists like Patrice, who is phenomenal in her own right and
Mm-hmm.
in her own way, and so beautiful and so poised. And then you're again with the creme de la cremes, like the Kester bands, who set the bar so high with
Mm-hmm.
performance and
Mm-hmm.
presence and lyrical ability, and it's great. Are there any artists who you have yet to work with, who you would like to work with?
I mean, my door is open. Professionally, I would take on almost anybody once they're serious about the business. Once the business is right too, because it has to make sense. I
Hmm.
I know my value, I know my worth, and most likely if you're coming to me, you already know the fruits that
What's
I
up?
have, so once your mindset is there and I see a seriousness with it, anybody could work with me. I my door is open for new artists, seasoned artists, anybody. Once put your ego to the side, and even that even goes for me too, because sometimes I'm reminded of how people see me.
Mm,
I don't always view myself in any kind of way. I know who I am, I know what I could do, and I know my value and what I bring to the table. But sometimes, even the best of us could sometimes, when you see, you know, how you're viewed by other people, that could do something and put a little chip there, you know. And let me be the first to admit it. But
I respect that.
I'm available. I'm available. Hit me up. Find a way to contact me. I want to tell people though, some of leaders be crazy in my DMs, and you have to watch how you approach the thing. you know, approach and first impression is key. Always remember that. It's just like a job interview.
100%.
You know,
So,
so
folks, I have to take this moment right now to remind you all to please, 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 if you've enjoyed this conversation, you love what you're hearing,
yeah,
some of
man,
these songs, some of these artists are your favorite artists for the season, for the year, for the last 2 years,
yeah,
give this
man.
video a like, give it a share to
Mm-hmm.
another smoker lover, share to another bacchanalist, another carnival lover, and of
For
course,
sure.
you're going to see the links in the description box below. Daryl's Instagram will be there. His recent releases will be there. His email will be there if you'd like to collaborate.
Facts,
Contact him
facts.
via email. We're gonna try and reduce the DMs, and we're gonna go on the business route and say, here's the email to contact about collaborations or to send in music. These are the two emails respectively, and
yeah,
check out
man.
the most recent releases. And it's been a pleasure. It's been so heartwarming to speak to you, bro, and hear
All
things
good,
from your
brother.
side,
Anytime.
the ups and the downs, the good and the bad. So,
Yeah, man.
what else? The one last thing.
Yeah, man.
Where are you most looking forward to go to once you can fly out fully? And it doesn't have to be soca based.
Brother,
Make sure it's not soca
where
based.
I really, really want to
That
come,
is not soca based.
not soca based,
Yeah.
is I really want to go to Africa. I really want to go
Mm.
to Japan. But I on this one is soca based because we've been getting a lot of love in the UK right now. Me and
Woo.
Ray and myself, and we definitely want to come over there. I have a songwriters masterclass workshop coming up on the 11th of August.
Mm-hmm.
Partnered with a lot of amazing
Yes.
friends in London to get that done.
Yes.
So that is it's like 50
Yes.
US. So I
Definitely.
want people to jump in
Definitely.
that class. Let's do this. I think it would be very, very
Sweet.
effective for the
Sweet.
community.
Yes. Nice
So
one,
yeah,
bro.
man.
Pleasure, folks. Once again, please check out the links below. Please share this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Give it a comment if you enjoyed it. Daryl
Yes,
will be
sir.
speaking again soon, and I can't wait to link up in the flesh,
Definitely,
probably
man.
even in the studio, at a festival, anywhere in the
Anywhere,
world.
anywhere,
Take care of
anywhere.
yourself. Keep pushing. Keep giving. Keep loving the culture. Keep being a
Thank you,
flag,
brother.
a banner, a beacon. Take care and much of. This has been the Doing It 365 podcast. We
Yes,
out,
sir.
people. Peace.
Blessings. Take care.